Hey everyone, welcome to a little mini thrifting haul, and I've got two records over here as well to show you. I just thought I'd pop on for a Friday. We're heading into the weekend. So yeah, I just decided to drop a little video just showing you a couple cool pickups that I got recently. I think you can call them cool. I don't know. Maybe some of you will question my coolness, but speaking of coolness, I will switch into my regular spectacles so I can see. So yeah, thank you to everybody who has recently subscribed or left comments or given me a thumbs up. I appreciate all of your support. It is another sort of nice summer day. It's kind of overcast where I am right now, but I think it's supposed to get sunny, maybe a chance of thunder showers later. Who out there loves a nice thunder shower? I love them, but they always promise them and then we never seem to get them, so I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah, repping my boys, Platinum Blonde from Canada. Shout out to all my Canadians. Support Canadian. You know. Even though we didn't win the cup, you know. I don't know. But, yeah. I know I always say this at the end of my videos. Maybe I'll say it at the beginning. Support your friends and family. Support your local businesses. Support your local organizations and agencies that support people, people of color, disabled folks, people living with disabilities, I should say, queer folks, indigenous folks. Guys, we got to take care of each other. The world is so wild. I've actually been on a fast from the news for about a week now. I've seen a few little headlines that are very upsetting, in the United States. Officials being taken out of courthouses in handcuffs and thrown to the ground, and it's just like, what is going on right now? I just can't even understand how we got to, well, I can understand how we got there, but just come on, people, do better. Speaking of that, I was in one of my favorite local kind of like pawn thrift stores recently, and I'm not going to call the person out because I don't want to get into it, but it's just like some homophobic, like lesbian phobic rhetoric being put at me, and like over something that was in the store that was, like LGBT themed, and it's like, what is going on right now? Do people think just because what's going on in the United States that people in Canada feel emboldened to, be the same way? It's like, just get over it, because that's not catching on. I'm not up in here. Not up in here. So, anyway, it's just disappointing when people you think are cool and like allies or like friends, and then they turn out to be like homophobic or lesbian phobic in this case, or transphobic or xenophobic, or all the phobics. Just stop already. Just be nice to each other. Come on now. We can do better than this. Anyway, gosh darn it, this is a thrifting haul video. This isn't me going off on a rant. But I just had to get that off my chest. I've seen some other content creators that I really like, and they're making videos about like, stop posting nasty comments on my videos and stuff like that. It's like, guys, come on. I know, haters gonna hate, but it's like, I'm not gonna put up with it. If you leave that kind of crap on my channel, you're out of here. You're, as my dad would say, my way or the highway. So anyway, don't get me all worked up. I got two vinyl records. They're kids. They're not called vinyls. I'm here to school you. They're called record albums, or you can call them vinyl records if you want, but they're not vinyls. I'm sorry, that's just not cool. But anyway, I went to one of my favorite record stores. It's a store called Fanfare in New Minas, Nova Scotia, and I picked up two 80s gems for you. Last week I was listening to, on Spotify, I was listening to some 80s new wave, and I was listening to some Flock of Seagulls. For those of you out there who don't know who Flock of Seagulls are, yes, they're still going. They're a 4-piece band. I can't remember where they're from, but let's see here. I think they're English. I love finding records where it says, like, if you want to write to the band, here's their mailing address. And the particular record that I'm going to show you has their mailing address on it. from 1983, A Flock of Seagulls with their album Listen. Yeah. Now, this is a great album, and this is an album I did not own as a teenager, but I loved all of their singles. I had some 45s. This one has my favorite song by them, Wishing If I Had a Photograph of You, my favorite Flock of Seagulls song. But they have great songs. Yes, I know, let's get it out of the way. Yes, is it the band with the guy with the haircut? Yes, it's the band with the guy with the haircut. Mike Score on lead vocals. His brother, actually, Ali Score, is on drums. Frank Maudsley on bass, and the lovely Paul Reynolds on lead guitar. Actually, as a guitarist, I love Paul Reynolds' guitar playing. I know one of my other friends was like, oh, he's just ripping off Pink Floyd, but yeah, I don't know. The thing is, you gotta listen to the subtleties, kids. And Flock of Seagulls, and I know a lot of people would probably write this off as just like schlocky haircut, new wave 80s music, but there's so much more going on with this band that I think people overlook. Now now it's like 40, 45 years later, and I'm revisiting this and I'm going, these guys were great. And I guess they still are. I know they put out a single a couple years ago that wasn't bad, but this stuff was so, like, I loved it back then, don't get me wrong. I had the single of the 45 of Wishing I Had a Photograph of You, but if you go back and listen to them, like, this is like a very, like when I was listening to it this morning, I was thinking, it got me thinking of like the movie The Guest, which had all that like retro wave kind of music on it, and this is where all that came from, guys. This is the OG, the original Gangster right here. The awesome synth sounds. I guess they don't say what kind of synths they played, but just a really rich sound. The Lynn drums, I think he's got some acoustic drums, but he mixes it with electric drums, kind of like Platinum Blonde, actually. And don't write this band off, because man, they were and are, I guess, still good. This has a really nice. This was put out by Jive Records in 1983, and on the inside, the inner sleeve has a really cool. I'm almost thinking I might frame that and put it on my wall, because when I bought this, the actual album was in an anti-static sleeve, so I don't really need this for anything. And I thought, wouldn't that be a cool picture to display on your wall? Mike's score looks just so badass there to me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was super into this band, watching their videos on TV when I was 13, 14, all the way through my life, really, but especially in those early days. A Flock of Seagulls. I actually have like a Flock of Seagulls button somewhere in my button collection, yeah. And the other 80s record, which is not an original pressing, but it's a re-release from The Archive with a K. This was put out, I don't know if there's a year on it, but Archive is is it like a micro label or like a subsidiary of Beggar's Banquet? This is a reissue of Bauhaus, Burning from the Inside. Yeah, this is an album I know the song She's in Parties, obviously is one of their bigger hits, but I did not know, I was not really familiar with this record. I used to have the vinyl of The Sky's Gone Out, which I wish I still had that. You trade records in when you're a kid for smokes and stupid stuff, and then, you regret it later in life. But, I have a couple of their, like, greatest hits. I think I have the one that's, like, black and white, and then white and black, the 2-disc one. But I was again going back to my younger days, not as early as Flock of Seagulls, but probably when I was about 15 or 16, I started getting into punk and goth and all that kind of stuff, and some friends turned me on to Bauhaus. Shout out to Dominic and James and Ted and all those cats who turned me on to this kind of stuff. I was really into like hardcore punk, like Dead Kennedys, SNFU, MDC, all of those bands. That was my jam when I got past my new wave phase. And then I sort of started to get more into like I even hate the word goth because it's been so bastardized by these hipsters. It was those mall goths back in the late 90s. Man, Marilyn Manson's not goth. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. But if you want to dig back into the catalog, Archive, Arkive, The Archive. You can find them on Instagram, though I'm not on there anymore, but I did used to follow them. And they're doing a lot of these beautiful, the sticker here, the hype sticker says, dedicated to producing high-quality reissues from the Beggars Group labels and artist catalogs. For more information, archives.beggars.com. Celebrating 40 years of Bauhaus. So this is their fourth and last studio album of the era, released on Beggars Banquet just after the band's breakup in 1983. And of course, excuse me, all those guys went on to have careers after Bauhaus. Peter Murphy, of course, had a successful solo career, and then the other guys in the band went on to do a band called Love and Rockets, who were also great. And so I paid $29.99 for this, which I thought, you know what? I know I was complaining the last video about the prices of records, and $49.99 for a Dark Throne record, a bit excessive, but $29.99, I feel like that's kind of my happy point, you know? $19.99 to $29.99. You go above that, it's just like, okay, settle down, people. It is just a piece of plastic with cardboard. But, so I bought this record, and She's and Parties is on here, a great song by Bauhaus. And this album, when I put it on this morning, has the extended version of She's and Parties, not the radio edit. So if you've ever heard that song, it has probably one of my favorite bass lines on it, bass guitar lines on it of all time. She's and Parties. Go check it out. If you can find this version of the song, it's got this great like dub kind of sounding bass guitar riff, and it's extended at the end of this version. I don't know if there's a dub version of it or like an extended dub, but man, that bass riff is so good. Like somebody repurposed that in a dub song or something, because it's just so badass. So I was very excited to hear that this had the extended version of it, but also when I took it out of the sleeve, unbeknownst to me, because it doesn't say anywhere on here, I don't think. Oh wait, it does. Oh, okay, I missed the very tiny print on the sticker, but when I opened it, unbeknownst to me, it came on this beautiful, I see one of my hairs is stuck to it. Dang it. But it came on this beautiful, what would you call that? Robin's egg blue. It says purple on the cover, but I guess kind of a shade of violet. But yeah, it came on that beautiful. Not that I'm like, I don't go out of my way to buy colored vinyl just so I can have colored vinyl, because I think that's goofy, but it was a nice little surprise after spending that money to then find that. So yeah, cool finds in the record store. Shout out to Jody at Fanfare. If you're ever in New Minas, go check him out. He's got some, he's got records, CDs, T-shirts. He's even starting to carry collectibles, DVDs, Tootski supplies, flags, ball caps. He's got the whole thing. He's the real deal. In fact, I just discovered on his road sign last night, it says something like, "Don't worry about it. We've got cool covered," or something. Don't worry about being cool. We've got it covered, or something like that. So yeah, it is a great little shop. Always find some treats in there. I did actually go through most of the vinyl just to see. I got paid yesterday, so I was like, I'm going to treat myself to a record or two. Happy to find the Bauhaus record. That's it. I got two VHS here, which I'll show you. The first one up is kind of weird. It is J.R.R. Tolkien's classic fantasy and animation, featuring the voices of Orson Bean, John Huston, Otto Preminger, and Richard Boone, in this really weird packaging put out by Echo Video Productions, 1992. This is the animated fantasy color, 73 minutes long version of the Hobbit. Check out that artwork. Yeah, it's got a little rip in it, but and on the side it's got like great big VH. I thought this was like some kind of homemade thing. I don't know the deal with this. It's directed by Arthur Rankin Jr., Rankin and Bass, of Rankin and Bass fame. It's got that cool kind of, what do you call it? Foil kind of look to it. So yeah, this is the OG, like, Rankin and Bass animated VHS. I don't know what the deal is with this version. If this is like, if that was farmed out to like some kind of low budget VHS company, Echo Video. I've never heard of it, but I decided to grab it. I used to have this in my collection, and I got rid of it years ago in the great VHS purge. And I saw it again. I was like, you know what? I love that cartoon. I love the Lord of the Rings one that they did too. Go check it out. It's cool. And the other one I've got is a movie I've never seen. This version is called Chrome Hearts, but I think it's actually also called CC and Company. This is from 1970, I want to say. I can't remember. I think it's from 1970. Yeah, the legend of CC Ryder comes to life. Joe Namath, Anne Margaret, and William Smith. This is, does it say who directed? Oh, directed by Seymour Robbie, whoever that is. I watched the trailer for this. It's a biker movie. Comedy, actiony, sleazy thing. This was put up by Impulse Productions, and decided to grab it for $1.99. Check it out. There's Anne Margaret looking pretty foxy. And yeah, I don't know anything about it. I looked it up online before I bought it, and they said this movie was shown a little bit in the Quentin Tarantino movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And they said that it was actually like a mistake because this movie came out a year after the year that that movie is set in, which is 1969, I believe. So I'm pretty comfortable in saying it's 1970. I watched the trailer for it. I'm not really sure what to make of it, but decided to grab it. The next one I got was a movie called Dunkirk, which I've read and heard lots of great things about this movie. I'm not a big war movie fan. Like, I like Saving Private Ryan and Full Metal Jacket and a few odds and ends. But I heard this one was really, really good, so I decided to grab it. This is written and directed by Christopher Nolan, who of course did the Batman trilogy back in the mid-2000s. This is the 2-disc DVD set. I had been looking for this for a couple of weeks now, and I found this copy and decided to grab it. It would probably look really nice on Blu-ray or 4K if it has one of those treatments. I'm sure it's definitely on Blu-ray, but I'll check it out. If I like it, maybe I'll upgrade down the road if I find a copy. The next one up, Pure Schlock, which a movie I've never seen, but I know this is an infamous movie. This is, I believe, a remake of a 50s like schlocky sci-fi movie. Daryl Hannah. Yeah, I know. You're getting ready to say, oh God, please tell me you didn't buy that. From 1993, from HBO Home Video, it is Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. Yeah. This is I've never seen this movie. I'm sure it's rank, but I decided to pick it up. I don't see this. I've seen this once in about 5 years, so I decided to just grab it. You know me, if I see something that's weird or oddball, or I've never seen it before, or it's quirky, or I know it's going to be a cult movie, people always called Nancy the Little Woman. They'll never do that again. Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. This was directed by Christopher Guest, so I don't know what to expect here. Daryl Hannah, co-produced by Daryl Hannah, produced by Deborah Hill, so you got that. But I believe this is a remake of an old movie from the 50s, maybe. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. This is in 4:3 aspect ratio, so... But yeah, I just thought it looks like just pure schlock. Why not? Speaking of pure schlock, Call the Conqueror with Kevin Sorbo. I did not... Well, I guess I kind of grew up in the era of Kevin Sorbo with, what was it? Xena and all those shows. I didn't watch any of those shows. I'm gonna be open and transparent there. I'm not gonna act like a cool kid and say I watched those shows back in the day. But Call, which I believe it is another story written by. Tell me I'm not crazy. This has got Tia Carrere, Thomas Ian, Griffith Lightfoot, Harvey Fierstein, Karina Lombard, Kevin Sorbo in a Raffaella De Laurentiis production. But wasn't this... I thought this was written by the guy. Wasn't this written by the guy that did Conan? Robert E. Lee? Is that... Am I dreaming? Leave your comments below. I'm sure this isn't that good, but it's one I've never seen on DVD. I think I had the VHS years ago. I never watched it. I got rid of it. It's kind of dumb, but this was put out by Universal in the year 1998. It has a runtime of 1 hour 36 minutes. It's in widescreen color. It's rated PG-14 in Canada. Yeah, I don't know. This was made in 1997. Like I said, I missed all those ones. What was that one with Kevin Sorbo? Hercules Legendary Journeys. And then, yeah, of course, like Xena came along after that. And it was kind of popular in the 90s with the kids on the TV, but I missed all of it. And then the last thing I got, which again, you guys are probably going to laugh. I saw Ghostbusters when I was about 14 or 15 at a sleepover with some pals. And I saw the first Ghostbusters. And I thought it was kind of mid. I wasn't a big Ghostbusters fan. I know, you guys, there's some people out there that are big Ghostbusters fans. And I don't think I've ever seen Ghostbusters 2. I've heard that it's not that good. But I found this... Digibook Blu-ray. It actually says it's mastered in 4K. So I decided to grab it. It's got a cool booklet in the front. It's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I do know a little bit about this, but I'm not like... Maybe I'll become a Ghostbusters maniac after this, but yeah, I decided to grab this. It was $5.99. I'm gonna give them another chance. How's that? I'm gonna give the first one another chance. I have not seen it in... What's that? What is that? 40 years ago I saw that. I was probably high on sugar and soda pop and candy and popcorn at a sleepover and half asleep, and I don't know. I'll give it another chance. And then, like I said, I don't think I've ever seen Ghostbusters 2, which does this... Yeah, like Dan Aykroyd, I guess. Director Ivan Reitman, who directed the first one. So I'll give these another chance, guys. I know you guys out there, some of you might be huge Ghostbusters fans. I know there's been some, in recent years, there's been some newer ones made that got some got good reviews, some got bad reviews. But I'm willing to give it a chance. In Canada, in French, it's called SOS Phantoms. SOS Phantoms, Part 1 et Part 2. So, SOS Phantoms. It's like, I don't know, SOS Ghosts, I guess? Yeah, there's a Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Sigourney Weaver, Harold Ramis, and Rick Moranis. I mean, it is like an epic cast as far as like 80s movies go, so I'll give it another shot, see where I get with it. But that's it for today, guys. I hope you liked my little mini thrifting haul video. The thrifting's been not bad lately. I've had a few good goes at it. I found a few other ones that I would have bought, but the discs were all scratched. I forgot to show you, I got a couple of cool vintage Scooby-Doo comic books as well, but I forgot to bring them over here with me, so it's summertime. It's time, you're out of school for the summer. You get some comic books, you get some cool records, some cool movies, you kick back, have a lemonade. I don't know where I'm going with that. Yeah, so I do have a new idea for a new series that I'm going to do on the channel. And I know some people have complained that my videos are really long. Sorry, that's just the way I roll. Sometimes I get on a roll, sometimes I get on a ramble, sometimes I get on a rant, sometimes I get excited about movies and records and videos and things like that, and I just talk too much. But, most of us, we're somewhere on the spectrum, and it's just the way we roll, I guess. But yeah, I got a new idea this morning. I actually got two ideas, but I'm gonna keep them both secret. But coming soon, I'm gonna have a new series, and it's gonna be like shorter than these ones. It's not gonna be like 30 minutes long. I'm hoping to keep them like between 5 and 10 minutes long. So watch for that. Next week, guys, I'm gonna have my all-time favorite summer movies to kick off the summer season. Although Jody at Fanfare told me that this solstice starts on the 20th, but I think I'm going to post them on the 20th or the 21st. But I always thought summer solstice always started on the 21st, but it goes to show you how much I know. But yeah, I'm going to have my 2 videos, actually 2 in one day. I know, it's a lot. But the first video is going to be my favorite summer horror movie recommendations. And then the second video is going to be my favorite summer movie recommendations with memories of the air-conditioned movie theater in the 80s. So if you like that kind of thing, it kind of ties in again with what I was talking about a month ago with my like hangout videos where I just chat and hang out. Kind of like going live, but it's not. I'd love to do like a live video, but I don't think I have enough followers to do that, and I don't really know how all that works. But down the road, we got lots of time, or maybe we don't. I don't know. The universe will decide. But that's it for today. If you've made it this far, God bless you. I love you for watching all of it. Thank you for your support. Again, take care of yourselves and your friends and your family and your community. Take good care of yourselves, okay? It's summertime. Go out and get some sun. Look, see, a person just rode by on their bike. Go out, if you have a bike, or go on Facebook Marketplace and buy like a cheap bicycle and get a tune-up and go experience the world. Don't sit inside all summer. I know I wasted enough of my life just sitting around doing nothing. Summer is a magical time. The fall is coming right after that, so of course that always gets me hyped. So yeah. And what more can I say? So today, Thrifting Haul. Next week, top summer horror movie recommendations, top summer movie recommendations, plus memories of the air-conditioned theater in the 80s. I talk about a bunch of things in the other video. And then maybe next week I'll start my new little shorter thing, which you will see. It'll be a surprise. And then, I don't know, I've got another idea for maybe another channel, which will be like a Night Owl video something. But I'll keep you informed on that. The music video channel, or like the short films channel, and the biking channel, like I've got so many damn ideas in my head that I'd like to do. But I also have other stuff going on. I work 2 jobs, and it's summertime, and I like to ride my bike, and I like to draw pictures, and I like to watch old game shows from the 70s and stuff. Like, just, it's like finding time. I only have a couple days off. Lately, I've only had like 1 day off, so it's hard to fit all of it in. But I'll do my best, guys. I'll do my best. But that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Take good care of yourselves, and until next time, you know the drill. I'll see you in the video store, or in the thrift store, or just out and about somewhere. But until next time, take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!